Hey, what's up, guys? Mr. Riedel here again. Going to go through this processing activity with you guys. The first part is answering questions from your notes. So I'm not going to sit here and spoon feed it to you guys. You can very easily go back and look at it in your notes. Okay, so I'm just going to read you them just in case you want to hear them. And there's some words you don't understand. So, why are producers important to the survival of all organisms? Well, guys, think back to the beginning of the year when we were talking about food chains and food webs. Okay, remember the energy pyramid, where producers were on that. Number two, how does the process of photosynthesis and cellular respiration relate to each other? Well, I know in the video I just shot, I mentioned it probably 5 times. I know that I'm going to talk about it at least 5 times when I'm talking to you guys live during class. And that you guys have written it down and highlighted it. Go check that out. Number 3, carefully write the chemical equations for cellular respiration and photosynthesis, and what do you notice that is the same and different between them? Guys, they're right there. Copy them down. Okay, in your notes. Go back and look at it. Number 4, what does breathing have to do with cellular respiration? Again, cellular respiration we talked about in our notes. You highlighted it. We talked about it. Go find it and write it down. Number 5, how are respiration and fermentation similar? Well, guys, they are on the very last page. I know we talked about it. I know you highlighted some stuff on there. So you guys are all athletes. You can do it. Number 6, which types of cells would you find the greater number of mitochondria? Cells that are very active or cells that are not very active, and why? Please don't forget to tell me why, otherwise you will not get credit for that. Go back and look. Okay, guys? Again, I don't need to spoon feed you these answers. Alright, this is the part that is kind of confusing though. So we're going to go through this together. We're going to start down here on the bottom with our equations. Okay, so photosynthesis is over here. It occurs only in plant cells. I'm going to type that in right away. Plant cells. And we get 6 CO2 plus 6 H2O plus some energy, and that gives us C6H12O6 plus 6 O2. What in the world, Riedel, are you talking about right now? Well, what in the world I am talking about is CO2 is the same as carbon dioxide. H2O is just water. And energy is energy. Okay, and if you look back at our notes, remember that this right here is our input, or what we call the reactants. Okay, I'm going to switch colors, and I want you to switch colors too if you're following along, because it's going to help you. This C6H12O6, that's what we were referring to as glucose. And I just call it sugar because that's basically what it is, sugar. And 6O2 is just oxygen. So in photosynthesis, plants take this stuff over here in. They breathe it in basically. This is like getting energy for them. And then this is what they give off. It's like us breathing out, kind of. Okay, you got glucose, oxygen, and sugar. These are our outputs, or the products. Okay, so let's go look at our picture now. We know this only happens in plant cells. And look, we got Mr. Sun up here giving us something. What does this sun give us? Well, this is the stuff that's going in. Is it giving us carbon dioxide? Is it giving us water or energy? Well, it's giving us energy in the form of light. Alright, now over here we got some arrows going into the leaves. What goes in leaves? Well, that's either carbon dioxide or water. And I'm going to tell you, it's carbon dioxide. Which means the remaining one that's going in is water. Okay. So we've got energy, carbon dioxide, and water all going into the plant right here. Okay, so let's help ourselves remember that, and we're going to get a red highlighter because I drew it in red down here, and I'm going to highlight. Actually, I'm going to highlight water in red. I'm going to highlight carbon dioxide in red, and I'm going to highlight my energy in red. Okay, now what's coming out of this? Well, first thing that comes out is sugar and oxygen. Do we get sugar coming out of plants? Not too often, not the way it's showing us. So this is going to be our oxygen, which means this is our, whoops, undo whatever I just did. This is our sugar. Okay, and I wrote that in blue down here, so I'm going to go up and highlight this in, you guessed it, blue. Okay. Now let's look at our equation in animal cells. Let's start with blue. We've got C6H12O6, and that is, boys and girls, surprise, surprise, sugar and O2 oxygen. Just like we had over here. The only difference is this is our input, or what we call the reactants. Let's slide over just a little bit. And on the other side, we've got carbon dioxide, water, and energy. These become our output, or our products. So let's go ahead and look at this diagram now. Respiration occurs in the, well, look, we got it labeled right here, mitochondria. Okay, now we've got this going in and this going in. What goes in? Sugar and oxygen. So, sugar goes in, oxygen goes in. And what comes out? Carbon dioxide, water, and energy. So, this is going to be our carbon dioxide. This will be our water. And then this is our energy. Okay. So now to help us remember all this, I'm going to, just going to highlight this in my carbon dioxide in red. Whoa, come back here. I'm going to highlight my water in red, and it looks like my energy got taken away. Put that back in there. So I'm going to highlight that in red as well. My inputs here, my sugar and oxygen, those are going to be blue. So I'm just going to highlight it, turn it, blue. Highlight it, turn it, blue. Okay, and that's what we need to do here, guys. I know I went through it fairly quickly, but you guys have a pause button. Pause it as you need it. Okay, if you have questions, contact your teacher and we can walk you through it. Bye, guys.